Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Michael Loudon TV. We're talking about the Kalamazoo Classic recap today. Oh, I gotta. Oh, no, never mind. I thought I had a spider on the screen. Instead, I'm looking up here, and it's just the uh, hinges on the door. So forgive me for that for an instant. So, anyways, we're talking about the Kalamazoo Classic recap here. That was this. That was on June 20th. So just really recently, that race happened, and I ran in it. I'll talk about the race in just a moment. I only did the 5K. This is a 5K, 10K event. The 10K is really challenging. You have to run up Maple Street Hill in Kalamazoo. You start off with a very little hill, flattens out, but then you have to run up a very, very steep hill and then repeat the course again, which after that, I mean, it's fine because, I mean, it's all flat and mostly downhill after that point. But anyways, the 5K course, very, very flat. You start on actually Maple Street Hill, side of the hill there. But anyways, before the race, picked up my stuff, got my shirt, got my bib, went and did a little warm-up, did some stretching, and then ended up talking with a few friends before the race. So I got to talk to them again. Saw Keith Thompson from News Channel 3. Didn't get a chance to say hi to him because he was emceeing at that point, and obviously you don't want to interrupt him when he's telling out all that information. So I got to see Keith Thompson. Always great to see him. Saw, of course, many runners there. I think they said they set a record for the number of runners that there were actually there at the Kalamazoo Classic. So fantastic job. Hopefully we'll set another record next year. So anyways, and that's combined for 5K, 10K, and Kids Classic that was held the day before on Friday. So anyways, 5K run. Very, very flat course. Takes you through the streets of Kalamazoo. First mile is completely flat. Has a little bit of a downhill in there as well. The second mile is where you have actually a couple of hills. You actually have a rolling hill, one or two of them, that are over by the Kalamazoo Country Club. And then one just actually around the 2-mile mark on one of the side roads. I think it's Bronson Boulevard, if I'm not mistaken. You actually take a side street run up it and then come back down, back onto Bronson Boulevard, if I believe that's the street that you run up. And it's completely downhill to the end there. It flattens out a little bit in there, but it's downhill. You go to the end, you turn left, and then you turn right, run across the field at Maple Street Magnet School, finish line. You are done at that point. So anyways, first mile, because, and first off, I haven't actually been training as well as I should have been. I mean, obviously, with just getting married and stuff, we've been settling in, doing things like that, getting things unpacked, going places to get Kathleen's name changed. So I haven't been able to run as much as I would have liked to. Haven't been able to do a lot of hard runs or distance runs. So my training has been lacking somewhat. So I was thinking, if I can break 20 minutes today, this is amazing. And I know I had said in an earlier video that I was guaranteed I was going to break 20 minutes. So you'll just have to wait and see if I did or did not. But with the lack of training, I kind of figured it might not happen today. So anyways, the first mile of the race, I kind of got boxed in a little bit. I didn't really get out and going until about the first half mile. I was kind of back with a lot of people boxed in. Didn't want to go around the cones on the other side because there were actually course officials out there, and I know they would have said, stay to the left of the cones, stay left of the cones, stay left of the cones, and plus there was traffic coming on that side. Didn't want to go out there and get hit. So anyways, we're going down first mile, no problem whatsoever going there after I got out from being boxed in. Didn't look at my time at the mile mark, but after the race I looked at, I had a 6:50 first mile. That's definitely a lot slower than what I'm used to. Usually we're talking like 6:30, 6:40 first mile time, or 6:40. Yeah, that's a lot slower than 6:50. Yeah, 10 seconds can be a big deal. But yeah, usually I would say 6:20 to 6:30, I'd say is my first mile, not 6:40. 6:40 would be if I was a little slower there. Excuse me, by the way, if you actually heard that. Anyway, second mile is when I really started to get out, really started to get going. Passed a few people here and there. There were a few people that passed me. One guy and I were going back and forth a lot. When we hit the downhills, he would pass me. But once we hit the flat or uphill stretch parts, I'd pass him. So I just knew last mile, well, this guy's going to beat me because obviously I'm not keeping up with him on the downhills. And that did end up happening. So second mile, we end up going through the rolling hills by the country club. get past the second mile, and at that point, I didn't look at my watch again, but it was a 6:27. 6:27, so I'd sped up by 23 seconds to that point from the first mile to the second mile. So that means I'm sitting at, if I do the math correctly here in my head, I'm sitting at 13, let's see, 13, I said 6:27, so that's 13:17. If I did the math correctly there. It should be 13:17, 2-mile time. So yeah, if I'm going to break 20 minutes at this point, that means I'm going to have to run a combined last 1.1 miles in like 6:43. If I'm, yeah, 6:43. And that means my last mile has to be like 6 minutes flat, basically. So you're talking sprint this downhill. Well, I was feeling actually a little exhausted at this point. Once again, like I said, my training hasn't been as what it should have been. So that's why this last mile wasn't the greatest it should have been. I'm going fast down the downhill, but there are a few people passing me left and right. Going fast. Ran by a guy that was playing on his baritone, I believe, or trombone. Or he was playing an instrument, I know that, but I was focused on the race, focused on catching people in front of me. I caught a few people. I got passed by a few people. We're going back and forth. There was a photographer near the end. I split my time once we got to the 3-mile mark. Didn't look at it. Came across, turned left, then turned right, heading toward Maple, down Maple Magnet School, across the field, like you're finishing in a cross-country race, basically. Ended up seeing the time. I was already over 20 minutes at this point. Sprinted to the end. I'm like, we're not finishing the 21s. I ended up finishing 20:39 was my time. So it was still a decent race. If I had ran harder, I had better training, I know I would have ended up getting under 20 minutes. I mean, I was heading in that direction already. If you've listened to any of my previous recaps, because I got down to 20:23 at the K5K. So I'm definitely going to start gearing up here, training harder. I was actually going to go out and run intervals the day I actually am recording this video, but we had tree limbs to cut down from storm damage today, so I just ended up running an easy 3 miles. But I am going to start doing some more distance running this coming week. So then I'm going to start doing some interval training again, which will help me with my speed again. So, yep, not what I exactly wanted, but still had a lot of fun running. In fact, I think my friend Brandon was on top of the stand at the end, helping identify numbers as they came in, so we could get everyone's names could get announced as they're coming across the line. Because I think I heard someone say, "Good job, Michael." Turned around, and I'm pretty sure it was him that was up on the stand. I did not get a chance to catch his face, but I'm pretty sure it was him. Grabbed some Gatorade and water after the race, and I'll tell you what, the Gatorade was not mixed very well because it was so strong. It was hard to drink. I drank like half of it and then just poured like more water in, and finally it was watered down enough, but they did not have enough water in the Gatorade at all. That stuff was strong. And then after that, I got a massage, and that felt really good. Made me feel better. Took all the soreness that I had in me, and that was gone. And then after that, I went over and checked over the results, and I was like, no, I'm probably not going to get a medal, or they gave out coasters one year, I know, for top 3 in your age group. So I was like, I'm probably not going to get one of those. Fourth in my age group. If I had ran, third place was 2012. If I had ran just a little faster, and my training was a little better, I would have been third in my age group. 70th overall, by the way. So I'll post a link in the description below to the results so you can check those out. Subscribe for more content up in the corner. Also subscribe to follow me on Twitter. You can follow me down there. I will post a link to that in the description as well. Next race recap you will hear will be the Minor State Games up in Grand Rapids. This is a little different. This is going to be run on a track, so this is not going to be a 5K race. I'm going to be competing in the mile and the half-mile event, just like back in the old days in high school when I ran track. Love doing this event. Can't wait to run in it again. In fact, my race recap probably will be right from the Minor State Games at East Kentwood High School. So I will be doing my recording from there that day, and then I will upload it so everyone can see it. So for Michael Loudon TV, this is Michael Loudon, over and out.